Hi, this is
This is
Jackie,
Diana.
and you're listening to HomeBodiesOnly, where we welcome all bodies. Had a little grappa today. To join us as we dissect and break down HBO series, and tonight we are talking about, and just like that, episode 8, Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered.
And I like to call this episode, how many button-down shirts is Miranda going to wear? There's a theme here with the button-downs.
I'm thinking about it. I might be getting confused on some episodes.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Definitely this is the one.
I'll have to look at that. Okay. Is there a plaid one in there?
Oh, there's so many button-downs in this episode. Okay. It's like so many. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, it starts off that Che is speaking at, I'm going to call it #EqualityForAll event. Mm-hmm. And Miranda is there, and she sees Brady and Louisa and immediately starts to hide from them. As Che is talking about not hiding who you really are. How perfect is that? Miranda ends up leaving, but then we see she comes back and brings, I think it's iced coffees, right? Yes. To Che and her. And Che asks, why she left, and tells her that Brady was there, didn't want him to see her with Che. And Che says, he doesn't know about me. Miranda says, well, you or me, or that, like me and you, the whole thing. And Che asks, he doesn't know you're in an open marriage? Aren't you? And Miranda, wasn't till you. And Che had assumed that she was in an open marriage. That's apparently has been going on for 3 weeks. And, Che is clearly upset. Why did you put yourself out there if you weren't available? Miranda says it's complicated. Che says not for them. Very clear who they are. Don't sneak around. Basically Che says, I don't sneak around, I don't cheat, and I don't lie. A lot of things, but not a home wrecker. And then Miranda says, my home's already wrecked. And Che thanks Miranda for the coffee. And Miranda says, that's it? Che says, yeah, until you figure out your life. Boom.
Boom. So throws the coffee out too.
Oh yeah.
Totally chucks
right in the garbage, right?
$7 iced coffee. Ooh.
Yeah, so
$7. At least $7 for that dark roast cold brew.
Yep. Damn. Okay. So now we're at Carrie's apartment, and they're playing music from the movie again. I don't know if you noticed that. Like from the movie scenes where she was either in, I think, like the new closet or something with Big. Anyway, I took a screenshot. I literally took a picture of the screen on my computer as I was watching this, and I'm not going to be able to. They don't reference this dress at all, but on the rack, I'm going to show.
Yeah,
Diana, the shiny teal green. I don't know what color that is. And then I'm like
the 80s prom.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, I thought, wouldn't that be cool if she wore that dress in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, that movie?
Stop it.
She didn't. I was looking all over. I was like, come on. That would have been so cool. Maybe she wore it in square pegs. No. I didn't see anything about that. I forgot about square pegs. Yeah. I should have looked. Anyway, I think she was just a side. Was she a main character in square pegs?
Pretty prominent character, I thought. Like known for it.
That's true. Yeah. So Seema is coming over, but I just wanted to talk about Carrie's outfit. She's wearing a tourist. They said they were calling it, so from GraziaMagazine.com, they said, could have been just your average I Love Central Park tourist crew neck sweatshirt. However, in typical Carrie fashion, cut the neckline into a boat neck, tied the waist into a bow in the back.
Yeah.
And then she paired it with a silky cerulean floral midi skirt.
I was digging the shirt, the top.
Yeah, I love that top. Me too.
We need to look into getting that. We should have that as like
day. It's probably sold out already.
Yeah, probably.
But, I don't know where to get it from. I'm sure I could find.
Yeah, we got to get on that. I want to get those.
Okay. All right, write that down.
Okay, noted.
Tell our secretary.
Yeah, she's
our executive
publicist,
our assistant, publicist, assistant. We have a couple people.
We have so
on
many
staff,
things to do, and so we had to hire staff.
Of course.
Yeah. So basically, I'll write it
They
down
make
on
a lot
my
of money.
notepad here. Anyway, go on.
Yes. So Seema comes in. She has wine with her. I was actually trying to look at the bottle. I don't know.
But I think
believe
it
it was wine.
sake.
It was sake. It was sake.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was sake. Yeah. She's all monochromatic, you know.
I'm loving
and
this.
I love it.
The tonal dressing with her. Love it.
Me too.
So
it's her thing too. Chic and classy.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to find out about her outfit, but what I did find out was her bag. That was the big thing. It's a Jonathan Anderson bag. It features it says J.W. Anderson's signature oversized chains on it. There was
still a big trend.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Chains.
That big chain. It just says she's head to toe neutrals. Anyway. Okay. So Seema says it looks like the Barney's warehouse sale in here, and Carrie's like, oh, you remember the Barney's warehouse sales. And Carrie says she once almost got into a knife fight with a woman over a bodega. Am I saying that right? Bodega. Cashmere wrap coat. And Seema says, that was you. And then Carrie says, I bet you'd cut a beep, for some cashmere. And I had seen that as a meme.
Yeah.
Although I think it was a meme on one of the Just Like That Instagram.
Oh, pages, yeah.
I had seen that before I saw the episode. Anyway. So apparently Carrie's been very busy. I kind of wish I had her schedule. She's been going through her clothes from her 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said,
yeah, I could get down with that.
I mean, yeah.
I also don't archive my clothes, but I don't have her wardrobe.
No.
So,
no.
My Target, No, just kidding.
Yeah. So then she says, I think this is when they're eating, and she says, do you want to see something amazing? It's my pride and joy.
Did you get chills?
And Seema's like, oh, yeah.
I got chills.
And she pulls out the Versace dress. The Versace dress that apparently she only has worn twice, once in Paris, and we know that scene, and once eating Jiffy Pop in front of the window there. It is from 2004 and $80,000, just to let you know.
No big deal.
In case you were interested.
I'll put that on
investing.
My Christmas list.
Yeah. Yeah. So Seema asks what she's going to do with it other than, leaving it to her in her will. Carrie tells her, what's funny is I don't think she ever says what she is doing with it. She just says that Lily is coming over and archiving everything in exchange for some of her vintage pieces that were not vintage when she bought them.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really say what she's doing with that. I thought she was going to say she was giving it to her. I'm like,
yeah, no.
What? No. So then Seema pulls out a cigarette. And Carrie says, you can't smoke in here. And Seema says, but she feels like she just, had sex. And Carrie tells her how she once smoked in there one night and everything smelled like a cigarette. See, I thought she was going to say, like, you can't get smoke on my clothes. But it was more like it made her want to smoke more, I guess, when she smelled all the smoke. Because I was like, that's kind of
And if if she goes back down that road, then it's all over for her. Because then
yeah. She said everything smelled like a cigarette. She wanted to smoke morning, noon, and even sleeping. And she said she allows herself one a day where she wears three handkerchiefs on her head and these latex pink dish gloves. So she offers Seema, she says, I'll sit on
the
stoop with you if my new neighbor's not there. Her new neighbor, the actress who plays the neighbor, is named Katarina Tenenbaum, by the way. And she is on the stoop with a guy. Carrie goes, girlfriend likes her some stoop. So they watch her kiss the guy. And Seema says the guy is sexy. And Carrie says they always are. And she really wants to know how she can afford the apartment below her at her age. And Seema right away is like, Russian hooker. It's a common scenario in high-end real estate. Then they show the stoop again. And there's a guy talking about, there's a bunch of people there now. Right? That's the next thing we see.
Yeah.
Unless I missed something. And this guy is talking about he was in first class and how he didn't want to, when they landed, he was like, dude. I don't know. He didn't want to get off the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then the neighbor girl is like, everybody's
like a hipster thing or something.
And oh my God, then they call him a hipster. Yeah. It was so annoying. I'm sorry.
The cackling laugh,
then that
though?
woman's laugh. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. And that was so realistic. Like, you know, there would be someone like that.
Of course, there's always somebody like that.
Yeah. So then we see Jackie. So we see that, and then we see Jackie, my, namesake there. And he is on a bed, and his phone ring is boing, which I thought was kind of funny. He stares at the phone, and he answers like he's scared and doesn't understand what's going on. And he answers it in a very low voice. And she's like, you sound like you're sleeping. And he's like, no one ever calls this phone except my grandma, who died 5 years ago. So I'm not sleeping, I'm scared. So Carrie, I just want to point out, is wearing like a house dress. And I feel like that was a theme this show.
Yeah.
She wore house dresses. Is it because she wants to look like, is this playing the part of the crazy older woman neighbor? Like last time she played the widow part.
Remember? Like,
that was funny. But
yeah. Sorry, ma'am.
And she's dressing like.
Oh, yeah. And she's got these like Polly Pocket, or not Polly Pocket. What was it? Holly Hobby?
Kind
like
the denim thing?
No,
the denim one she was wearing.
What was those like knee-high socks? Who wears those to bed?
Oh, I don't know what
in the
that was. That scene. I think I referenced that. I don't know what was going on. There has to be a story behind it.
The long sleeve shirt underneath the nightgown coat
thing.
Yeah. And then I have these like knee-high. I'm like, girl, this is what you wear to bed?
Oh, I have that later, and I have there might have been a point to it, which I caught. But
okay.
I don't know. But yeah. So she says she has a question for him and knew he would be up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So then he's like, yeah, I'm up, and mentions his girlfriend named Smoke, who's a designer.
Right.
Smoke. Carrie's like, wait a minute. What? Yeah. You have a girlfriend named Smoke, who's a designer. And he's like, yeah, I have a life. And so then she says she wants to know if he has a cool way to ask the new neighbor to stop making so much noise on the stoop. And she asks if she has a licensed firearm. She says no. And he's like, then just lay low. And he said the last building he lived in, a lady yelled out the window for them to be quiet, and they called her the Wicked Witch of the West Side. And she was only like 30. So then Carrie, this is when she lifts up her leg she lifts her leg up on a chair and wearing a really like almost thigh high.
Yes.
Not a knee high, right, a thigh high
like
sock.
Folded over. Were they like neon
like
green
knitted?
Or something?
They were an odd color. Yeah, and I was like, are they referencing the witch? Like, how the witch wears stockings, but like,
I don't know
if it was some sort of joke. I didn't listen to the writers room podcast. Maybe they talk about it. Yeah. So he tells her to just close the window, and she did. And the laugh, she says that this woman's laugh breaks all sound barriers. And she holds the phone up. And he hears it. And he says he'll be over with a gun.
Yeah.
The girlfriend says, you better not have a gun, Jackie, or something like that. And he's like, it's just a bit. And at first I'm like, is he referencing like a gun size, a bit? And I'm like, no, I think he's saying like it's a bit, like a comedy bit.
Yes.
Like he's joking. Okay. Yeah. That was like, I hate to say it was a little too quick for me. I'm like, wait, what? Then he whispers, he'll bring her the gun tomorrow. So then it's 4:15 a.m. in Carrie's apartment, because I did look at the clock closely. And she finally just yells out the window, come on. And then they say, sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
I was called ma'am a while ago, like a long time ago, in a store. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
It's fine. I am a ma'am.
I'd rather be ma'am than miss.
A ma'am.
I don't like when people are like miss. Oh, I feel like that's just disrespectful on so many levels. Don't call me miss.
No.
I like ma'am. I would like my kids to be like, yes, ma'am. No, like I live in the South.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Like I would actually prefer. I think in the military. I think I tried that on with my oldest son when he was little, and he just. I was like, yes, mommy. Like, we changed it, but yeah. My husband was like, we don't live in Georgia or like the deep South. Like, slow your roll.
Or we're in the military. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay. So Harry and Charlotte are in the bathroom. Okay.
Oh dear.
So
yes.
she wants him to wear an aura ring. So I looked up an aura ring. So I was like, what the hell is this? And I knew it had to be real. I was pretty sure it was real and not fake, but I had never heard of it. It tracks your sleep activity, activity and readiness. I don't know what that means. It's $299, just to let you know.
So it's basically like a
Fitbit for your finger.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. But I don't know how you. I guess you.
Is it for like?
I think for activity or something. I don't know. Again.
Like private activity or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I think like to. No, it says tracks your activity.
Okay.
Readiness, maybe ready to do it. To do it.
For what?
To run a mile. I don't know.
Yes, whatever.
Again, I didn't go that far. I was like just trying to find it. I can go into these rabbit holes, and that's what takes me. Yeah. So he's embarrassed to wear it. She's very concerned about his health, and he ordered the baked brie, and then there's Hershey Kisses in the shoebox in the closet. He's like, I'm at my fighting weight. I hate when he like bites his lip and does that like sexy sound, tries to be. I'm like, ugh, sorry. I don't know if he did it then, but he does it later on. And she says, if you die on me, I will kill you. She says it's all synced up and ready to go. Mm-hmm. He tells her she has to ask him properly. Mm-hmm. So she gets down on one knee. Then he's like, as long as you're down there. Right. So, they're like, do you think it's okay about the kids? And of course, Lily walks in just as his, out. Falls out of the pants. By the way, okay, so here's all right, I want to tell you a couple things here. So my friend Tracy, who listens to our podcast, messaged me before I watched this, and she's like, did you watch episode 8 yet? And I was like, no. And she said, you're going to be shocked. What did she tell me? She's like, you're going to be shocked, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I watched the entire episode, and I was like, what is she talking about? And I'm like, oh, full frontal. The first time I watched this, I didn't see Harry.
Neither did I.
I didn't see Harry.
I was going to tell you that.
Oh, you didn't either?
So,
okay.
The second time I watched it, because that's when we take our notes or whatever, I watched it and I go, what? Wait, what just happened? Because I saw the full frontal on the later scene that we'll talk about. But in this scene, I didn't know this scene's falls out of it, literally.
No, I didn't either. I know why I didn't see it. Because I had it on, and I think my son was behind me, and I knew I didn't want him to even see any part of that on the knees in the bathroom, and her unzipping his pants, and all of a sudden I knew I stood up. Mm-hmm. I did something, so I missed it. So I didn't know that even happened.
I think it happened so fast. So the first time I watched it through, I was more because of I was laughing at part of the scene, and then when she goes, and then you can see Lily, it just happened so fast.
Yes.
But the second time I watched it, I had to I was like, wait, did that really just?
So I have to tell you something. Yeah. That was a prosthetic.
Yeah, of course.
Which I figured it was, but okay. So I mean, not every time, but I will say I've heard that again. I can't name movies or shows. A lot of times when they show a penis, it's a prosthetic. Mm-hmm. I just find that
it's interesting because
ridiculous. Why?
Right.
Why?
I don't think on the full frontal later that was a prosthetic.
No, that was real. Yeah, that was real, definitely. But with Harry, I know that I was reading an article. I should have referenced it here. I don't know if I did. And I think it was Michael Patrick King said. Yeah. Oh, here we are. I did write it down. It's from radiotimes.com. So they said, I was like, why did they do a prosthetic? So as Michael Patrick King said, wanted to make it substantial because Charlotte had said the sex was so good. Mm-hmm. Like she had said that back when they first met. Goes on to say, you don't need to have a big, to have good sex, but when, quote, going to show his penis, let's make it be something that's a nice size, unquote. So, yeah, whatever. So, of course, Lily sees it. Charlotte closes the door, quickly banging her in the head. Slams that door. Then tells Lily she was checking him for cancer. Mm. Yeah. You'd think they'd move away from the door a little. I don't know.
Well,
the whole thing.
Or it would be already closed. I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
I think it was sort of closed, but not locked.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at Carrie's apartment again, and the new neighbor, she hears a knock on the door, and it's the new neighbor, I think, and Carrie thought it was going to be Lily, and Carrie is wearing a face mask.
Gosh.
Her hair is up with a headband. I want to know, Diana, did you like that bun?
Yes.
That was a messy bun.
I was digging
with
that.
a banana, not a banana clip. It was not a banana clip, but it was an old school.
Yeah.
I mean, they might still make them now, but it was definitely like an old school clip. Yeah. Not a banana clip. Sorry. Maybe we could bring back the banana.
I'm hearing rumors of the banana clip coming back. I don't know how I feel about that.
What is your source? What is your source?
I don't know what. Yeah, that might have actually been spam or like some sort of like click on here and like I'd get like a virus on my computer or something.
From Claire's Boutique.
Yeah, something like that. Somebody's trying to make this.
Somebody. Okay.
I'm going to have to reference like a real like Pop Sugar or something. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, come on. So her neighbor says she apologizes for last night. Sorry that she woke her up. Now Carrie was like, got, paranoid about that. And says, oh, no, I wasn't sleeping. I stay up late too. I was trying to write. I'm a writer. I write books. Like really trying to sound cool.
Right. And like, again, like you said, it's all coming together about like the fashion so far is like making her seem so old. And like, I wonder if in the writers podcast, if they referenced that or if that was like a theme that they carried out, because that's not the Carrie that we know. Like, she's so fashion forward and all of this. And I don't know. I just was like, man, she can't like be seen like the way that we see her.
I know.
Like,
and
this girl.
I mean, I think part of it is this girl reminded her a little bit of herself. Although.
Right.
The only, like, the similarities, they had curly hair, single in the city, live in that building, did have pretty cool, like, clothes that were fashion forward. But I don't know. I just,
Yeah.
Carrie was, I hate to say, I mean, this girl, character, whatever, seems smart, but, like, I don't know. Not exactly. I just bothered me that Carrie was like, no, I wasn't sleeping. Yeah. I write books, like, trying to impress her.
Yeah.
It was lame.
Yeah.
It was lame. Come on. You're 55.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who do you need to impress?
No. And then it was funny, though, when she walks away, she looks at herself with mirror. Yeah, she forgot she had the mask.
Oh, my gosh.
And she's like, fat. Right. And then under her breath, she's like, unbelievable. Okay. So now they're at literally a place called Lobster Place, and it's inside Chelsea Market.
Yes.
There is a website called eater.com, and it tells you every single restaurant they are in and just like that. So I didn't write it down though. For like last episode, I remember there was a restaurant that I was like, I know it's real, but I don't know what it is, but it's really pretty. Anyway, so they have like the names of all the places. Although the last I checked, which was a few days ago, they still didn't have episode 9's locations up. So I was like, come on, people. So I just wanted to first talk about Carrie's pocketbook, purse, bag, the what the heck is it made of? It's silver. It's called the Pixel Tote, and it's made by Paco Rabanne. Did I look it up? I don't remember if I looked it up, how much it costs. I don't know if I looked it up. Oh, no. No, I did not.
Just
I don't know
put that
the
on
price
our
of that.
List,
okay.
Next to the
I just
Versace
loved
dress.
it, though. I wanted to touch it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch it. It was very shiny, but I wanted to touch it.
I didn't really get to see Charlotte's purse, but it had the pearl. I didn't see the
I
end
have
of
it
the bag.
It's a Chanel.
Okay.
Oh, I can show it to you.
Okay. I didn't see like the rest of the bag, but
yeah, I could tell you about that bag. So that bag, the small one, it's a Chanel bag. I can tell you the name of it. Chanel lambskin. I think they're all lambskin. Clutch with pearls and chain. Oh, that's very complicated. The small bag is $2,750, and the bigger one is $3,450.
Oh, no big deal. Okay.
Just let you know. Yeah.
Another Christmas.
So they all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We exchange,
Versace
right?
dress.
We're gonna exchange gifts, right?
Yeah. Oh, I guess we're up in the budget.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, we'll be up in the budget for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chanel bags, no big deal.
So Miranda tells them she's going to ask Steve for a divorce during their dessert ritual that night. Carrie's like, no, Charlotte says.
Well,
I guess
first about
Carrie says,
well, my problem basically is going to take a back seat, and then
and then Charlotte says, I guess you know what you're doing, and Miranda thinks she's being sarcastic, and Charlotte says, no, really, I'm not throwing shade. I was like, oh my god. And they looked at throwing shade. She's like, it's what my kids say. She's like, I can't even handle my own life, and Miranda thinks it's about Rock. She says, no, Lily walked in on her while blowing Harry. This part was so funny. They go,
I had
back
to watch
up,
it.
back up. And then Carrie goes, back the truck up, which
that was probably one of my favorite
I've never heard that.
Lines.
Have you ever heard anybody say that before?
Oh,
I picture you saying that.
Okay. Oh, because I have probably. So back in high school, oh my gosh, we had
shut the front door.
Yeah, shut the front door. But we had one of our friends in a math class. It was like, I mean, the people in this class, like, I don't know how I passed. I'm pretty sure the teacher had it. Mrs. Brown. Oh, bless her heart. That woman had to deal with all of us. So it was just the wrong. Anyway, the point is, when she was like, back the truck up, I immediately went back to this class, and my friend Jordan that sat behind me, he used to say, like, back the freight train up. And so I immediately went back to this place of high school because it was like our big like catchphrase saying or something for a while.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. And when she said that, I had to rewatch it, and I was laughing so hard. Just her delivery of it. It was like
her delivery was perfect.
Favorite of
her voice even went a little hoarse. Yeah. Like it was like, back the truck up. Yeah. And I loved that.
Oh my
it's one of my favorite parts too. And then Miranda's like, you still blow Harry? And Carrie's like, is it his birthday? Yeah. Is he dying? I mean, it was funny. So Charlotte goes into, she had the whole parenting philosophy where she wanted, she wanted to normalize sex so her kids would never feel weird about the way she did. And she says then she ends up saying like how she ended up hitting Lily in the head. Because she didn't say that the first time around, but then, so I didn't want her to see me in that way. She was talking weirdly. I wrote odd way. She said that like an old lady or something. I don't know. And, so Carrie says, just talk to Lily, reframe it, say you're worried about her seeing it because the way you were brought up. Charlotte says, I like that. We'll do lunch like two grown-ups. Right. So Miranda and Carrie are walking, and they're just walking through Chelsea.
Here we are again with another button shirt. But can we talk about
button shirt?
Miranda's pants and the tie. This is the way I want to tie things. And I remember I was telling you about this, and I cannot.
You have trouble tying.
I cannot tie like that. We have this jumpsuit. Both of us have, right? The coral color jumpsuit that we have.
We both have the same jumpsuit. We both also have the same dress. We did not plan this, but the jumpsuit.
I cannot tie it that way.
Diana has problems tying the knot on it. It's a knot. I'll be honest. I told her, I'm like, well, I never untied it. Like I washed it. We got it at CCB in Sorgaties, New York. Tiffany McDermott. You can follow her on Instagram.
Absolutely. Tiff's Capsule Collection.
What's it called?
Collection? Is that what it is?
Yep. TIFFS Capsule Collection. Very cool stuff. She had tied that for me.
And when I was there,
bought it.
Oh, what is it? It's Tiff's Capsule Collection. Yes. And she had tied it when I bought it. I was like, you need, and she was showing me how to do it. And I practiced so many times getting this. It's this one loop tie.
Yeah.
And Miranda had it again. I was like,
She had it on the pants. I did like the pants.
There's got to be a YouTube video. I got to get on this. I'm determined. I just never untied it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
I think it made you not even wear it because you couldn't tie it.
Yeah, and I have a whole thing about like I have to like steam to make it flat first, so there's a whole like wrinkle factor here. With the time.
I'm not into the wrinkles either. I'm into ironing.
No, I just mean with the tie.
Oh, with the tie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was getting wrinkled because I kept retying it, and it was like a whole. And I opted for a different outfit, and by then I was like sweating. So who knows what I keep.
Fashion emergency. Fashion emergency.
Anyway.
There you go.
So.
Okay. So they're walking through, blah, blah, blah. So Carrie sees, talk about things that they thought were there before. I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah.
Carrie sees a place called Fat Witch Bakery, which is real, right? Which it is a real place. Yeah. Which I figured it was, but I did look it up, and yes, it is.
I think you can ship their brownies too, like in the baked goods.
Yeah, they have an online component. And
hint.
She says, hint. Okay.
Nobody
to our listeners,
us.
They're sending us stuff?
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, but I thought we were exchanging Chanel bags and Versace dresses, but we will not exchange brownies.
Maybe we can exchange brownies. Yeah, let's start
we do
small.
Exchange. Yeah. We actually do exchange brownies.
We do. We literally goods. there's a cafe around the corner from work, and
we don't bake them for each other.
We buy
That's
each
not
other
going to happen.
Treats.
We buy each other delicious brownies from a place called Nana's in Woodstock.
Shout outs to everybody tonight.
Shout out. I don't know about ordering online from them. I don't think that's
you have to go. Yeah, she doesn't ship
delicious,
but
delicious brownies.
So good. The cheesecake
and crazy
brownies.
Egg sandwich. Yeah,
the cheesecake brownies though.
Oof.
Oh, yeah, so good,
so good. Oh my god,
I'm so hungry.
I want some right now. Okay. I know. And when she went in there, I wanted the brownies.
Oh, I wanted brownies. Yes.
So she says. Well, by the way, when it says she sees Fat Witch Bakery, she's like, "Oh, there I am. I'm the Wicked Witch," neighbor. So she says she's going to bring her neighbor brownies to apologize for no longer being cool. So then they're in there. She finds a blonde witch. She's like, "Oh, it's like writes itself or something." The name of that one. So then Carrie asks if Miranda wants to bring Steve a fancy brownie for the dessert ritual. And Miranda's like, how much? She's like, "You're about to explode his world. You can spring for some brownies." And she's like, I'm not about to explode his world. I'm going to tell him something we both know already. Already know we're dead in the water. There's no future for us as a couple. And Carrie asks if Miranda's going to tell him about Che. And she doesn't think so. Mm-hmm. And even if Che hadn't come along, she still thinks she would have gotten to this place and she'd rather be alone. Mm. Carrie says alone in theory is very different from alone in reality. And Miranda says she wants Che, and if she doesn't do this, there's no Che.
Yep.
And I did like Carrie asks, well, do you know how much Che wants you? And then Miranda kind of just looks to the side, and then they cut the scene. Mm-hmm. So now we are at...
Aren't we back at Carrie's apartment building?
We're back at Carrie's apartment building. This is when she knocks on the door. This is the second scene of this show. So Carrie knocks on the door, neighbor's door, and the boyfriend answers in a sheet. Of course. At first, I thought it was a towel, but when I watched it the second time, it was a sheet. It was a white sheet. He was out of the shower. He had been in bed. Was that still asleep?
He put him to sleep.
Yes. So Carrie offers the brownies. What?
Full disclosure, I wasn't looking at the sheet. I was looking at the abs.
Yeah, I was looking at the abs too. That's why that first time around. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was nice. Okay. Brownies and abs.
Oh, that's all seriously, wine for me. Let me have a sip of my wine. Sorry.
Because that's all you're actually getting at this moment. Let's just say. Okay.
Delicious.
So she says she's offering brownies. That she's the upstairs neighbor. The writer, he's like, we don't eat sugar. Of course. Duh. So Carrie goes to take them back. He drops them. The sheet drops, and we got the second full frontal of the episode.
Right.
Ha. So meanwhile, too, when my friend had said, like, I'm going to be shocked about something, and then I'm like, oh, I was texting Diana, and I said, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm like, oh, I realized the full frontal. She was definitely talking about the hairy full frontal. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
so
that we totally missed the first time, pretty much.
And I wrote, not a prosthetic, I don't think. And he says, sorry about that, ma'am. She's walking away. Yeah. Oh my god, ma'am. I'm getting very loud on my mic.
And she's like keep
so
the
hopefully
brownies.
I'm just keep those brownies, even though they don't eat sugar. No. Miranda is stalking Che outside.
Wine. I'm sorry, there's sugar.
Well, I was going to bring that up later. I was going to bring that up later. Right. That's okay. I don't know. It's not like it's a spoiler alert. But yeah, we don't eat sugar. No, but you inhale wine.
Yeah.
Like,
and champagne.
There's sugar in wine, dude.
Yeah. And there's lots of it inhaled over there. It spills out into the lobby.
Yes.
Anyway. Are they the only 2 apartments? Am I silly to think that there's another tenant or 2 in that brownstone?
I think there is. I mean, if we remember, Carrie's not the only upstairs. She did get. Oh no, they never ended up. Remember, Aiden was going to break the wall.
Yes.
Of the neighbor's apartment, but then they sealed it back up.
Do you know what I mean? Like how the buildings are.
No, because remember, remember she saw the one lady,
that's right,
old lady coming out of the door one time, and the lady's like, "Oh, your crazy outfits." Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember that episode?
Right. Yeah.
Or no?
No, you're right.
I wish I could reference the outfit. I wish I could remember. I can picture it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
moving on. Sorry.
I don't know where I am now.
I know. She, ma'am with the brownies, and she's going upstairs.
Oh no, now Miranda is stalking Che outside. I think it's Che's apartment building because the Uber's there. I thought it was work. I thought it was work too, but then I thought about it. I'm like, no, Miranda would stalk.
Yeah.
I think outside the apartment.
I was digging Che's bag, by the way.
Was it little?
Yes.
The little bag or the big bag?
No, the little bag, I believe. Both were.
I found the little bag online.
What was the duffel bag?
Now I don't know. I don't think.
Okay. Anyway, she had like the cheap. I don't know. I was digging the vibe there.
I think it's on shopyourtv.com if anyone wants to look it up. I do think they showed Che's both bags.
Okay.
And even their top. The whole outfit, I think, in that scene was referenced. FYI.
Can we talk about Miranda? Like, all of a sudden, she just looks like she just got out of bed now. No makeup.
She looked crazed.
Like
she
looked like
crazy. Her hair was a mess. Yeah, she's like the psycho obsession.
Like, were you on something? Did you not sleep? Like,
well, I think they're trying to make her look really desperate, bananas? Right?
Nuts.
Even, yeah. So Che says, I don't know if Che says bad timing or what, but the Uber is there to take Che to the airport. Che has a gig in Cleveland. So Miranda wants to know if she's making all of this up, these giant feelings she has for them. And she feels like they have them too. And she asks Che, am I crazy? Che says, no, you're not crazy. Che tells her they're in love with her. Miranda's like, oh, wow. Okay, then. I wrote, looks delirious.
Yeah, she does. She looks like she's like, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay then.
Like she just got out of like, I don't know, a dog pound? I don't know. The way they made her, I was like, really? You couldn't like, I don't know, look like.
I just want to keep saying, oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I'm sorry now. I'm so sorry. I can't.
So, I don't know why I think so funny. I'm gonna cry.
I couldn't stop laughing like at like the hysteria in the scene. It was incredible. Okay, like
okay, so then
like
says,
catnip just was like I don't know, like like what. Like she was in a room full of cats and like she had like some like
okay. I don't know why it struck me so funny more now than there. Sorry.
But people that are
I hope everybody else thinks
right
it's
now,
funny.
No, we're probably thinking the same thing during this part. They had to have. She looked crazy.
There were a lot of scenes where she looked crazy.
So I was thinking because she looked like she was
crazy,
electrocuted. That like Che was gonna be like, dude, you need to like slow down.
Like we're done.
What happened? I totally
thought not attractive right
not
now.
To mention that to the opening event, she wore like a 1990s choker that I'm pretty sure I wore also in 8th grade. The tattoo chokers. Like I was like, what is that? I thought those came back, but they're gone. No, she had like a legit like
to the hashtag event.
Yes.
Equality for all event?
Yes. I was.
Miranda had on a choker.
I'm sorry to get on her fashion during this episode, but between that outfit with the choker and like the button ups that are going all the way through her neck, like she's like a priest. I just. Like, sorry.
Okay.
She's part of the clergy now. I just didn't understand.
I have tears in my eyes. Okay. So after Miranda says the okay, then hysterically, Che says not okay because of the circumstances, and Miranda says she's gonna change the circumstance. And Che says, I can't give you anything traditional. And Miranda's like, that's great. I'm done with traditional. I just want you and me. I'm gonna take care of it. I mean, she was like,
what was that movie where they were all in the psych ward? Like,
was like Angelina Jolie? No, they weren't acting.
Birdman or Bird Day or what was that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they weren't okay?
Yes.
And they weren't actually mentally ill or something, but they were like in this. But anyway, it was
okay.
I had to like just take a breather after this, and I was like thankful that Che didn't just give her the boot.
Yeah, thought that might happen. I guess, like, or so might be like, I'm not actually going to Cleveland. I'm going somewhere else. I'm lying. I can lie.
I don't know.
Okay. So we got Charlotte and Lily. They're at La Grande Boucherie. And it's 145 West 53rd Street. Found out from eater.com. FYI.
We're going there for
lunch. It was very open.
Weekend, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to stay at Waterline Square.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Waterline Square NYC, that apartment.
Check out.
The apartment complex I was talking about.
Yeah, because we have to like kind of, see if the apartment complex will fit our lifestyle first. So
yeah.
We'll do an open house and
we'll be lunch. Doing that. Yeah.
We'll go play tennis and no big deal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't play tennis, just so you know. But I'll wear an outfit from Fendi.
Yes, we'll pick that up too.
Yeah. So Charlotte asks Lily to put her phone down in the middle of the table and then starts to talk about her and Harry the other morning, and Lily like gets up right away. Well, she's like, I need a straw for my iced tea. And Charlotte's like, well, you can ask the waiter. She's like, I'm not gross or something. I don't know. Lily hasn't been annoying, but the tooties out of me. This episode and the next one, especially too. So Lily gets up to get a straw. Her phone dings, and Charlotte finds the fake Insta account, the Finsta. There's a picture of Lily posing very like sexy in workout wear, which meanwhile I did not know it was workout wear. It looked like a tube top and leggings. I don't know. So then when she questions her, she's like, it's nothing. She's like, who is this Colin 55? And is 55 his age? And then Lily says, forget it. Leaves. Charlotte's yelling. It's very echoey in there, which does have super high ceilings, like make you feel like it's outside. Just
they needed a few more like stand-ins.
Yeah. And it says, we don't walk away from each other in this family, and everyone's looking at her. So now we're at Carrie's apartment, and Carrie is in a house dress again, just so you know. And she holds up the one-piece tracksuit, and she's like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I knew when I got it. Do you remember? It was literally it's a onesie, onesie tracksuit. It was like pink, blue, and white, like 1980s. Lily is there.
It kind of reminded me of the snowsuit that Jimmy Fallon posed with his daughters with over like last weekend.
Yes,
it resembled that.
Yeah, his had a rainbow.
I was digging the whole thing.
I did like his.
I like, can I get it?
Carrie's.
Can I get one of those?
I know. I'm like, I'll wear that.
Listen, Jimmy, if you're listening to the podcast, because I know you are, because you went to high school with Jackie. No big deal.
Sure. Totally.
Yeah.
And he totally knows
he has
about
so much time to
devote
to this.
He really cares about this podcast.
We'd like to talk more about your snowsuit.
Yeah, we'd like to get one.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me.
I'm sure we could find out where it's from.
Hello.
Well, I wanted to.
You have connections.
No, I don't know. That's not even how. I'm sure he put it on the Instagram.
Probably linked it. Sure. I know. I'm sorry.
All right. So Lily is there wearing Carrie's poncho. I knew it was from somewhere, from an episode. It was driving me nuts. I did find it. It is the iconic poncho from Sex and the City's Season 2, Episode 4, They shoot single people, don't they? Where Carrie rocks the knit before her single and fabulous New York Magazine
I do
cover.
remember this. Yep.
FYI. Yeah. All right. So Charlotte calls and asks if Lily's there. Lily asks to sleep over. Oh my gosh, I'm in the one. Because she doesn't want to go home. And Charlotte hears her and tells Carrie. I don't know. I don't know why I have tells Carrie, but ends up Carrie goes into the bathroom to talk to her, and Charlotte sends her the Instagram post that of Lily. And by the way, Charlotte is eating Harry's chocolate kisses.
Yeah.
While she's on the phone. I did not see that the first time.
Yeah.
Second time around, I was like, oh, she's eating the shoebox or whatever with the kisses in it. I thought that was funny. So Carrie says, okay, you knew me in the 90s. I was wearing far less. And it was like, first of all, I think in the 90s, Carrie was probably in her 20s, right? Or I don't know, whatever, definitely older than Lily. Mm-hmm. So she says, Charlotte says, that was you. This is Lily. And who is that pose for? And Carrie says, maybe it's for Lily. And she sees her wheels spinning as she's looking at Carrie's clothes, and she's trying to figure herself out. And Charlotte says she's surprised. She's this Lily. Thought she was so innocent. And Carrie says, it's workout wear. That's what everybody says. And Charlotte's like, she doesn't work out. And then Carrie says, it's just clothes. And Charlotte's like, I think the sleepover would be good for both of us. And Carrie says that, for all three of us. So later in the apartment, Lily's sleeping through the super strong bass of music we hear. Mm-hmm. Carrie gets up and runs and leaps. She's leaping. She leaps into her robe and out the door. And this is really funny. So someone sent me a TikTok of this girl. I don't know who the girl is. And I forgot what it said on the TikTok, but she's like only walking the way Carrie does in the city. Because Carrie like half runs. Yeah. And so the woman's like leaping and it's looking like both ways. And it's hysterical. Yeah. And my like friend was actually like, yeah. And that's how she went down to the apartment. She did the same thing. Yeah. And my friend was like, you have to do this too. And I'm like, where? In Sorgaties? Or in Woodstock? Yeah, right that would kind of be funny. That would kind of be funny.
That would be great.
Films me walking down Sorgaties Main Street. Mm-hmm. There we go. So this is, I have goes downstairs, walks into the apartment, and Lizette is alone.
Am I the only one that thought
of course
that?
not. Yeah, of course.
Just leave it open with Lily sleeping over. No big deal. Just
I know. Well, not only that, and then she could walk into the other girl's apartment too.
Oh yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really digging the other girl's apartment, and I'll tell you why. Oh, the double door.
Double doors bothered you.
That bothers me.
Not very.
It doesn't seem very secure at all.
No, seems like it's the dining room of a house.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the double doors. I know, like the grand entrance, the whole thing, but no, I'm not down with that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mm.
So
there's a whole gap in the door. It's a whole problem for me and seeing. So and when you knock, it opens automatically. Apparently.
So she walks to the apartment. Lizette is alone with tons of empty glasses and wine bottles. I'm like, no sugar. That's what I wrote there. Don't eat sugar. Okay, you drink it though. They drink.
Did you think that something was going to happen, or something went wrong? She was that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah. So very I felt very nervous the entire time she was doing this. So she turns down the music, which I don't know if I would have been able to figure out how to turn down the music, by the way, on that device. Then she looks at the mail package and picks it up. I was dying. I was so nervous at that moment. And of course, Lizette moves in her sleep, but doesn't look at her. So then Carrie blows out the candle too, by the way, before she leaves, which was very nice.
Very motherly.
Yeah. So she sees her name is Lizette Ali, A-L-E-E. Now we see, Carrie in her smoking wear.
Oh my God.
It's a house dress again.
The best.
It's pink and white checkered. And by the way, you can buy it. I did not reference it, but I saw that.
This is actually something we could buy.
You could buy currently, not from 1970.
Yeah.
Or 60 or 50 or whatever. And not in some kind of, I hate to say this, but old lady catalog. No, I think it's probably high fashion and expensive. Mm-hmm. Most likely.
It's probably not so loud, though. And I could get those same gloves. I mean, we could totally recreate this outfit.
We could totally wear the gloves. Yeah.
This is how I would smoke a cigarette if I smoked a cigarette.
Yes, you would. Yeah, you would.
You might even wear, and I won't.
You would probably wear actually a face mask with a hole cut in it.
Mm-hmm. Just yeah. I would never. I won't for various reasons. But this is the way I would do it if I was a smoker. This would be my vibe for sure.
You might even wear like the teeth whitening things on your teeth, like the Invisalign to cover the teeth up, so you don't stain your teeth. I wonder if that would work. Just trying to do everything you can to cover everything up.
Yeah. Oh my god. This was great though. I loved this.
Excuse me.
And I love that she did this. Plenty.
Yeah, it was good. So she's all dressed in this gear, right? With the handkerchiefs, the sunglasses, But why'd she have to wear a house dress?
Right.
Why'd she have to wear a house dress? To look crazy.
It's her smoking gown.
Yeah, but she's wearing...
So she looks old and crazy.
Yeah.
Just
so
like
she's
Miranda,
talking to
with no
Seema.
Makeup and hey. It was the thing.
Okay, wow. Okay. So I can't. So she's talking to Seema on the phone. She finds out that Lizette is a Californian. She's chic, hip, successful jewelry designer. Scarlett Johansson wore her on the red carpet last week, and then right away, Seema, I had to play this back a few times. Seema interrupts and says, Colin Jost is a real estate tease. I would thought she was trying to say Scar Joe, because you know how like they call Scarlett Johansson Scarlett Joe, and I was like, what? Colin Jost? I was like, Scarlett Jost? What? So I was like, what the heck is she saying? That's who Scarlett Johansson's married to.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Jost. I thought he was some sort of like business guy, but he's not. He's a comedian. He's been co-anchoring the Weekend Update since 2014. I was like, I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore.
Yeah, I'll watch like the clips, but I don't watch it from beginning to end. Like,
did you know who he was?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I thought again that I did not know that she was married to somebody on SNL. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I hope I got all that right. I was like, I looked him up. Okay, so I guess the Lizette moved to New York for its energy and inspiration, and then Seema says, and to ruin your sleep.
Yeah.
And then Carrie's like, no, she's fine. I'm going to make friends with her and the whole situation. I mean, who wants to be seen as the crazy neighbor, right? And of course, out walks Lizette.
In like this
get up. Yeah, I got it. So she's, let's see. She is wearing blah, blah, blah.
These,
it says a turquoise bralette, fuchsia panties, and fully sheer floral caftan, and rust-colored quilted boots by a company called Off-White.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are funky. They have handles on the side. I'm staring at them right now. They definitely look like something from like the 70s to me. Yeah. She likes to wear sheer and show her areas. Like looking like she's wearing underwear. Not even areas. She's wearing like
intimate wear.
No, but she like.
I mean, clearly she doesn't need to, but they were all out. Just hang it, like, hey, there's my...
But I kind of like that she wasn't huge, for once. Like,
I appreciate that.
The small girls.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Represent.
Especially if you're not wearing undergarments.
Yeah. She likes to show her, like, it's not underwear. I think it's usually a bodysuit. Maybe it was underwear in this one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So she hangs up with Seema.
Yeah.
Now we have Charlotte and Lily. Lily they're in the bedroom, and I think is this when Lily is folding, like, or taking out clothes and looking at it and all this stuff. Charlotte's wearing a vintage Chanel sweater, FYI.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that hot pinky colored white.
They put her in
it's funny because, lately. And Chanel, I don't know.
Lots of
vintage,
Chanel.
Really vintage retro looking stuff too. Like this 1960s housewife or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Charlotte wants to talk. Lily says, stupid Insta account, and that's all she has to say. And Charlotte says she's glad that Lily feels comfortable with her body. not to shame her. She's just surprised she's expressing herself like that. And Lily says, I'm 15. And Charlotte says, well, when I was, your age, I didn't feel so comfortable, and I can't help feeling protective. Lily says, the Insta's only 13 of her friends and Emily's little brother, Colin. And so that made her feel better. All I kept thinking was like, she's lying. She's totally lying. Yeah. But, excuse me, I don't know. I don't think she is, I guess. But then Charlotte starts talking about what happened the other morning. And she says, you know what we were doing, right? And Lily nods. And she says, do you have anything you want to ask me? And she says, did you find any cancer? So
the innocent
Charlotte thinks, oh, she is innocent. Mm-hmm. And she says, no, baby. And she hugs her. So, all right. This is the next scene. I really have to clear my throat. Okay. So Miranda, and we're back. Miranda is with Miranda and Steve. This was painful to try to summarize. Miranda wants to make sure that both hearing aids are in.
Poor Steve.
He finds it in the couch cushion. He's in the couch cushion. It's like, it's in the cushion. And of course he finds it. So starts with.
So uncomfortable, but at the same time, Steve. Oh, Steve.
Steve.
Bless your heart, Steve.
I know. So she starts talking to Steve and she says, Steve, I love you. Starts with that. And he's like, well, this ain't good. And she asks for his hands. He's like, nah, we never hold hands.
You sound like Rodney Dangerfield.
He's like, why? You want to ask me for a divorce or something? She tells him she's not happy. He's like, holy shit, I was just kidding. Okay, I don't know, whatever. She says she can't do this anymore. She's not happy. I think he says he isn't enough for her. Mm-hmm. And then she says, or this isn't enough for her. Sorry, I should have marked it. Who says what? That's great. As if it's him, if he's not. Oh, asks if it's him, I guess, and he's not enough for her. And she said, this isn't about you, it's me. Mm-hmm. Are you happy? And I think he says, what's happy? And she's like, well, if you have to ask that, she says she wants more everything, more connection, more sex. And she says, this isn't enough. This is enough for you? TV, little dessert bowls, sitting on this effing sectional couch until we're old? And he says, we are old. And she's like, no, we're 55. That's not old. You want 30 more years of this? And he's like, is this really happening? Are you asking me for a divorce? And she says, yes. And kind of enough. Oh, he's like, it's always like this. Like, basically.
Right. And like, he's like, I'm too old to enough. Basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it goes up and down like this all the time. And he's like, finally, the last couple of years came to a place where it's kind of the same. We get up, we do our stuff, we come home to each other, we talk about Brady, we sit on the couch, eat ice cream. That's married life. And she says, I don't know, that's the life that I want anymore or even ever. And he says, I guess it is about you because I'm fine with this. Mm-hmm. And he says, I'm too old to rally for us again. I don't want to. And she says, I don't want you to. He says he wants her to be happy, but I don't know what else you think is out there. And then she says, I've met someone. So, yeah. So Miranda and Carrie are on the phone, and we see Carrie, and Miranda tells Carrie she told him all her feelings, even told him about Che. He told her he wants her to be happy. She's on the way to Cleveland to surprise Che to tell them they can be together. She's like, I'm in a rom-com, Carrie. Oh, oh. I was dying. Carrie says, safe flight, whoever this is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, Carrie.
So she walks downstairs. There you go. I had such a bad feeling about Cleveland. I was like, oh, no, girl. No, you're not going to Cleveland. Yeah. Something bad is going to happen in Cleveland. That's all I kept thinking. So she walks downstairs. She walks I can't say in on because, of course, they're outside their apartment, the apartment. Yeah. Lizette and her boyfriend are fighting. Lizette kicks him out, says, leave or I'll call the cops. He's like, good luck, they don't come anymore. Which I think is kind of true, right? Actually. Carrie's on the stairwell, and then she sees Carrie, and she goes back in her apartment. Then she comes back out and says how she's mortified that she saw her like that. And I'm like, oh, touche. Because Carrie was mortified. She saw her like exactly. that. Yeah. I did take a picture of, it was a very interesting part, how they show Carrie facing her, and then they show the mirror behind her. And it's Carrie's back, and then the girl looking out at her. And it was just interesting, almost like she was looking at herself in the past, something like that. I don't know. I'm sure there was a deep meaning behind that
of course.
Little shot with the mirror. And Lizette says, I'm an a-hole for dating him. Carrie's like, what are you going to do? New York dating. And then Carrie hears the words she's been dying to hear. Thank you. You're cool. You're cool. Okay? Yeah, and just like that. Yeah. And just like that. So now we see Carrie sitting in the Versace dress again, eating the Jiffy Pop. And just like that, I realized there are some things that should never be put into storage. And the song playing is called Chasing Rainbows by Big Frida featuring Kesha. I'm going to watch the entire video, just so you know. It's kind of corny.
That's
but
not a name
I think it was
in a
supposed
while.
to. I know.
Right.
I was excited, actually, because I kind of like Kesha. Excuse me.
We talked about a lot tonight.
Went over an hour.
We're over an hour, so we need to say goodnight.
We do.
You can always
I'm not even going to tell you. No, what? I'm not even going to say it. No one does.
Okay.
No one gives us a shout.
No one's given us a shout on any sort.
That's fine.
People that, sometimes we get the social media stuff, but, here and there, but no emails. I don't know why. And that's
get emails from people asking me for money. They say, "Dear, my dear sweet one,"
or in Instagram.
Sorry, hello.
They want us to help adopt their.
Oh yes,
or something. I don't know.
Orphanage.
Yeah,
they wanted something for their orphanage.
Yeah.
And that's not even the HomeBodiesOnly page because I can't even access that.
Still not able to.
I haven't even tried because I'm scared my phone will implode if I try to even go on that account.
Yeah.
So
just keep listening. How's that? Keep listening. We'll see you for our next episode, right?
All right.
We got 2 more to go, 9 and 10.
2 more to go.
Woo.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.